Dana has $5.15 in quarters and nickels in her car. The number of nickels is 7 more than the number of quarters. How many of each type of coin does she have? This is kind of a silly question because I would just tell Dana to count her quarters and nickels, but we'll go ahead and solve this mathematically anyway. We need to begin by writing expressions for the number of nickels and the number of quarters. And because we're told the number of nickels is 7 more than the number of quarters, we will begin by letting x equal the number of quarters. And again from here, because the number of nickels is 7 more than the number of quarters, if x is the number of quarters, then we can use the expression x plus 7 for the number of nickels. And now from here we can write our equation, which will be the value of a quarter times the number of quarters plus the value of a nickel times the number of nickels must equal the total value, which in this case is $5.15. However, to avoid decimals in our equation, we will use the units of cents rather than dollars. So the value of a quarter is 25 cents, and since x is a number of quarters, the value of the quarters is 25 cents times x, or 25x for our equation, plus the value of the nickels is going to be 5 cents times the number of nickels, and since the number of nickels is the quantity x plus 7, the value of the nickels is 5 cents times the quantity x plus 7, or for our equation 5 times the quantity x plus 7, and this must equal the total value of $5.15, but we want this value in cents. $5.15 is equal to 515 cents. And now we need to solve the equation for x. The first step is to clear the parentheses on the left by distributing 5. We have 25x, and now distributing 5 times x is 5x, giving us plus 5x, and then 5 times 7 is 35, giving us plus 35, is equal to 515. The next step is to combine like terms on the left side. 25x plus 5x is 30x, giving us 30x plus 35 equals 515. The next step is to add or subtract to isolate the variable term of 30x. We need to undo plus 35 by subtracting 35 on both sides of the equation. Simplifying, 35 minus 35 is 0. The equation simplifies to 30x equals 515 minus 35 is equal to 480. The last step is to multiply or divide to solve for x. And since 30x means 30 times x, to solve for x we divide both sides by 30. Simplifying, 30 divided by 30 simplifies to 1. 1 times x is x. We have x is equal to 480 divided by 30, which is equal to 16. Now that we know x is equal to 16, we can determine the number of quarters and the number of nickels. And let's do this on the next slide. And again, we just found x is equal to 16, so now we know there are 16 quarters. The number of nickels is x plus 7, and since x is 16, that gives us 16 plus 7, which is equal to 23. Dana has 16 quarters and 23 nickels in her car. Before we go, let's verify our value equation below, which is 25 cents times the number of quarters, which is 16, plus 5 cents times the number of nickels, which is 23, must equal the total value of the coins, which is, in cents, 515 cents. And let's verify this on the calculator. And 25 times 16 plus 5 times 23 does equal 515, verifying our solution is correct. I hope you found this helpful.